everybody in their own way. The mitzvah of giving tzedakah is not if you gave somebody $1 million, if you gave to somebody a nickel. A penny, it's a problem because it has to be worth more than a shekel. But a nickel, you gave a nickel or 10 cents and somebody gave $1 million. If you could give a nickel, and that's what you could afford, you're getting the same exact mitzvah as the guy who's giving you $1 million. For somebody who's making $50 million a year, and he's giving $20 million, which is it's more than 20%. You'd think he's a great Jew and he must be going straight up to heaven. But in reality, he has a real hard problem because he's still making $30 million a year. He can't spend $30 million a year, but he's still making it. So it's very nice he's giving $20 million, and you can't take away from a wealthy guy. But the guy who's making $100,000 a year, and he's giving the 10%, that $10,000, it's hurting him because he could have that extra piece of cake for Shabbos. So there's a lot of reasons that the Yetzer Hara could come and say, why give 10%, give 3%, give 2%. In reality, the one who's giving 10% on $100,000, in my eyes, maybe I'm wrong, but that he's doing the most wonderful thing. Giving $10,000, 10% of his money, or 15%. You must. So that's why I'm saying 10% at least. He's going out of his way. Everybody doesn't mean you do this and this one does this. You're both equal. If you could do more, Hashem wants more from you. We're talking about Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. Just give me a little bit of a joke. There's a guy praying and saying, Eibishter, help me, help me, help me. I need $1,000. I'm making a bar mitzvah this year. I got to buy tefillin. I need $1,000 in middle of davening. And all of a sudden, the guy next to him is saying, Eibishter, God, please help me. I'm buying this $1 million plaza. I'm short $200,000. I need an investor. And all of a sudden, you hear the guy next door. And Eibishter, you know, I don't have any food for Shabbos. It's very, very hard. Could you throw me in just another $50 a week? Eibishter, please, please, please. And then goes the rich person and he says, oh, and I'm doing another deal in Florida for $30 million, and I have already $6 million done. All I need another $4 million, and then I got the banking. God, please help me get this other $4 million investor. And all of a sudden, this other guy next to him starts going again. Oh, and Eibishter, in another 2 years, I'm going to have to make a chasna. If you could do me a favor, give me an extra $200 every year for the next, I could have $600, and plus I'll get some help. I could do the chasna. This guy next to him goes over. Would you leave God alone with your nonsense already? Here's $10,000. Let me talk serious with God. Stop wasting his time. You know, everybody has their own way of thinking, and you got to remember, on your own level, you got to push yourself, because you get up every morning and daven Shachris. Say, I'm a great Jew. I put on tefillin, I daven 17 minutes, and I'm out. If you got a half an hour, you daven a little slower. If you got 45 minutes, you daven even slower. You got to don't look at everybody else around you. That's when people go down the drain. Somebody's a multimillionaire, and all of a sudden he says, 1 second, this guy got a bigger house than I do. I got to buy a bigger house. I'll take a little bit of a mortgage. Oh, he got a bigger boat. I got to buy a bigger boat. And before you turn around, the guy's in big trouble because all he's doing is watching everybody around him, and this one makes a wedding. Spends $1 million. I got to spend $1 million too. Oh, he's spending $1 million too. I'm going to spend $1 million for. The person is never going to be happy, and on top of that, his risk to live that kind of lifestyle becomes much higher of a risk taker, and a lot of these guys fall. That's why it comes to Torah. The same thing. Don't look at anybody around you. Do what you got to do. If this guy, you think he's doing this and it's allowed. No such thing. And I'm telling you, if you follow the rules of Torah and you remember the bottom line, you got to be happy. If you're happy, that's the first thing. The Rebbe had the 10 Mitzvayim. But besides the 10 Mitzvayim, the Rebbe came up with two things which really, to me, I can't talk about what the Rebbe did in the 40s and the 50s because I wasn't really around. In the 60s, I was too young. But the things that I remember is the Rebbe came out with the 10 Mitzvayim, and everybody was cooking and doing and put on tefillin on another Jew and buy sforim in a house. But then the Rebbe came out with two separate things. He didn't put it together with the Mitzvayim. And one of them was Avos Yisrael. And the Rebbe kocht, he was pushing. We got to have Avos Yisrael. And Avos Yisrael doesn't mean go around kissing everybody. I'm your friend, I'm your dear friend. Avos Yisrael means when a Jew is down or a Jew needs help, a person his feet hurt, offer him the seat. Don't go for the big things, Avos Yisrael. Go for the small things. You don't know what you're doing to another Jew. What at the end of the day is going to be that outcome? You got to remember, one of the most important things is to be happy. If you're happy, everybody around you will be happy. How do you become happy? You got to do something that will make you happy. And you don't realize it's like a drug. people, the idiots who think, let's try this drug. Ooh, then you get hooked on it. It's really good, and you got to take more and more and more. Same things with obviously Yisrael. It's just like a drug. In the beginning, but once you start helping other Jews, and you hear a story 5 years later, you did the guy a favor, you gave him a $20 loan. What's $20? But that $20, at that time, that guy needed so bad, he still remembers, oh, him, I remember him. He gave me $20. What was $20? But he was still, you don't remember what little things he did for another Jew. And obviously you say, you know something? You feel good about yourself. You feel good about yourself. You do more. You got to constantly remember a Jew is your brother. You got to help him. And don't think 1 second, it's costing me 13 cents. Should I do it? Should I not do it? If this 13 cents is going to help that Jew, $300 or $30 or $10, and it's not going to really eat you up losing the 13 cents, don't even think. Say, thank God I could give the 13 cents. The minute you know you have Avas Yisrael and you're working to push it, you got the Rebbe and you got the Eibishter. Then there's a second thing the Rebbe came out, and that was Shnas HaBinyan. It's like a weird thing. The Rebbe should say Shnas HaBinyan. Everybody should buy a property. Everybody should buy a house. The Rebbe, the Gemara also says, Shlish Bekarka, a third of his value should be in land. You think about the Rebbe was never pushed anybody for business. The Rebbe always said he wants to see the Yidden, the Hasidim, the Lubavitchers be rich, make money so they could do even better. The Rebbe was very happy to hear, not like most people by Lubavitch, right now, Friday is the thing they call the Chatchila Rebbe. One of our Rebbeim came up with Chatchila Rebbe, and the Frierdiker Rebbe said, America is nitandish. America is not different. What does it mean? First, with America is nitandish. Everybody in Europe will say, oh, we can't come to America. Why? Because it's a different country, and the Jews are going to become less and worse and terrible, and who knows what's going to be. In Russia, we know what it is. We're all going to be good Jews. And the Frierdiker Rebbe, the previous Rebbe, said America is nitandish. Why? Because we could be a good Jew and daven every day and so on in America. And then I know I have my wife's relative, the first time he came to the United States and he came into school, he sees all these kids with yarmulkes, with tefillin. In Russia, you had a couple of from a Yidden, but they were hiding. He couldn't believe it. He was starting to kiss all the kids. People got scared. But he was like, look what's going on. There's so many religious Jews. The previous Rebbe said America is not different. And then there's the very famous saying of Lechatchila Rebbe. What does Lechatchila Rebbe mean? You have a goal. You know you got to do something over there. Now that you know you got to get to that goal, you got to do it. There's no such thing that you can't do it. You got to go. Most people say, if I got to get there, I'm going to run the person over. But I'm going to get to it. Some people say, oh, there's a wall over there. I can't get to it. Everybody has a way. The previous Rebbe came out. What does that mean? I got to get to that. I'm not going to run down another Jew. I'm not going to run somebody down. I'm not going to let the wall get in my way. I'm going over it. I'm going to get to it without hurting anybody. If you follow by the basic steps of Judaism, which is respect another Jew, help another Jew, and at the same time when you're doing the business,